Welcome to Poetry Changes Lives, Poetry and History and a Thought for the Day, all in one book. As usual, every day of the year you can dip into it, read what happened on this day and its history, a poem that's linked to it, and a thought for the day. I think it's a great combination personally, but of course I would say that. I think it makes a very good present to give your friends and loved ones. And of course I would say that too, but I really believe it actually. I've given it to people and they think it's a nice thing to have. So, poetrychangeslives.com is the website where you can read all about it and buy the book if you wish. On this day, this is an example of what's in the book, of course. On this day, in 1564, nearly 500 years ago, Michelangelo Buonarroti, the wonderful Italian Renaissance painter, died aged 88. That's a pretty good age, particularly for those days. He spent years painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, the Pope's chapel, of course, in the Vatican in Rome. The project was physically and emotionally devastating. Michelangelo recounts its effect on him. He wrote these words: "After 4 tortured years, after painting more than 400 over life-sized figures, I felt as old and weary as Jeremiah. I was only 37, yet my friends did not recognize the old man that I had become." Gosh, that's a pretty terrible indictment. Mind you, he still managed to live till the age of 88. Equally remarkable, perhaps, was the fact that he didn't like painting at all, really. He always considered sculpture to be an infinitely superior art, which he very much favored. One of the qualities in his paintings and his sculptures was known as his Terribilità, his sense of awe-inspiring grandeur that you see in his great sculptures, such as his David, a wonderful sculpture that I think is also in the Vatican. He was, of course, a rival during his lifetime with Leonardo da Vinci. I think it was fairly good-natured rivalry. Opinions are divided who are the best. We'll never, both have great claims to be the greatest artists ever, in my view. Leonardo, of course, went off to France for his last few years, and so the rivalry rather petered out. We should just be thankful for the fact that we have in our past 2 such wonderfully great artists. I'm going to read a poem about nostalgia, sadness, loss, nostalgia for the past. It's William Cory, the English poet of the 19th century, his poem Heraclitus, which I think is absolutely beautiful and really lays out that feeling of nostalgia and loss. They told me, Heraclitus, they told me you were dead. They brought me bitter news to hear and bitter tears to shed. I wept as I remembered how often you and I had tired the sun with talking and sent him down the sky. And now that thou art lying, my dear old Carian guest, a handful of grey ashes long ago at rest, still are thy pleasant voices, thy nightingales awake. For death he taketh all away, but those he cannot take. Very true, very profound, very beautiful. Today I give thanks for all the man-made beauty in this land and in the world, and for all the people, men and women, who work to produce it. Thank you so much for listening.